Hello, underachievers! So, yes, I am making another video about straight people, and undoubtedly there are going to be people in the comments being like, why are you so hateful? Why are you so discriminatory against the heterosexual? There always is those kind of comments, because obviously people just see that the word straight is in the title, and they don't watch the video, and then they just comment. I just want to say a few things. One, there's nothing wrong with being straight. I don't have an issue with straight people. There's nothing wrong with being straight, or gay, or bisexual. I'm bisexual. I have no hatred towards anybody due to their sexuality. And number two, these videos are not hating on straight people. I just find it fun to sit and giggle at silly little things that enforced heteronormativity causes. So yeah, now that that disclaimer's out of the way, before we get into the video, I think you guys should check out my brand new song, La La La. It only takes a second, it's a load of fun. We've also got a music video, so the links to that are in the description. But yeah, let's get into the video. So, speaking of breastfeeding, not something I expected to say in one of my videos, if my baby girl is breastfed, will her odds of being lesbian increase? How do I make it stop? So first off, this guy is making a very strong stance. Gay is bad, I don't want my daughter to be gay. Which is silly, because you can't control whatever sexuality your kids are gonna be. My wife and I just had a girl. Our first was a boy. He is now 3 years old and he was breastfed. Imagine if being breastfed did actually influence your sexuality, and that there's only a bunch of gay men running round because they never got to experience a tit. Like, maybe, imagine if that was it. Anyway, I had no problem with the breastfeeding. Now, with the baby girl, I figured she would be breastfed too. I had no problems with that until I saw her being breastfed. It's been about 2 weeks, and I can't get rid of this feeling that she's going to turn out to be lesbian. She really attacks my wife's boobs, more so than my boy when he was a baby. So, he thinks his daughter is gonna be gay because she really likes breast milk. She just can't resist a tit. She just sees a tit and she goes crazy! Which, to be fair, I've seen a lot of babies do that. I don't think that makes a girl baby gay if she's like this towards mummy's milk. I feel like that's a natural thing. I fear she will be lesbian if she isn't bottle fed. Does anyone have any advice or experience here? Is this an act of lesbianism? Is a baby really wanting that nutrient? Is that gay? Is that a sign of lesbianism? Hey lesbians, comment below if you were breastfed or if you weren't breastfed and we'll figure this one out. Also, maybe worth asking your mum if you were really demanding for the teat if you were breastfed. Maybe that's why you're gay. Should I stay pissed at my wife for what she's doing to my child? Gee, oh my god, imagine you just gave birth. You just carried a baby for 9 months, you got the backache, you got the morning sickness, you got all the hormones that make you feel like and then you have the baby, everything's going well, and what makes it better is that your child really wants to breastfeed, your child really wants food, your child really wants to grow, and your husband gets pissed off at you for breastfeeding your child, because that's what it is, like, breastfeeding is just feeding your child. I can't believe that, like, he literally said, should I stay pissed at my wife, meaning that he is pissed at his wife for breastfeeding their child. This is insane. The arguing is getting intense. I hate the idea of someone's boob being forced in my baby girl's face. I just think maybe you weren't quite ready to have a baby. Or maybe you shouldn't reproduce at this point in time if you think that your wife's boob in your newborn baby's face is like an act of lesbianism. This is just so insane to me. Imagine like being that upset about your child potentially being gay that you've just decided to start arguments with your wife for breastfeeding. Like, oh, it's insane. So I have no context for what this picture is. It seems like this is a lesbian couple showing their kid a video of something, and there's 2 girls. Maybe it's a video about lesbians, I'm not sure. And this is absolutely an assumption, I don't know what this video is. I assume it's maybe just a video of people being like, hey, it's okay to be gay. Look, here are 2 lesbian mothers. The comment that we're going to be looking at is, being straight is okay too, but it'll be illegal soon. Now, this is not the first time, or the second time, or the 3rd or 4th time that I've seen straight people say stuff like this. They feel that people that aren't straight, you know, bisexuals, gays, pansexuals, blah, blah, anything, they feel that those people getting acceptance in society means that they are being pushed out. They have taken the advancements of queer rights as an attack against their sexuality. And online, this is not an uncommon take. I get comments like this all the time. And this is what I'm saying about enforced heteronormativity. Like, the idea of people not being heterosexual scares so many straight people that much that they think that they're being attacked for other people that aren't like them existing. Like, there isn't a limited number of rights. Like, gay people getting more rights does not take away from your rights. There's space for everybody. It's a similar kind of thing that we see with racism nowadays, where white people who are really stuck in their ways, who hold very racist beliefs, think that people that aren't white, you know, being on a level playing field means that they will be stepped upon. It's not. This is weird. So, the next thing that we're reacting to says, To all my married brothers here in Florida, with the approaching storm, remain calm. The possibility of being cooped up for days with a wife and kids and not being able to escape to work can be terrifying. Stay strong and positive. You will make it through this. I don't know if this is a joke, but there's this thing, and I might just make a video specifically about it. I don't know why there's this running theme of straight women and straight men just hating their spouse. They just hate their spouse. They hate the idea of having to spend time with them. And again, this definitely plays into enforced heteronormativity and this enforced idea that, you know, you finish school, you get a job, you do the work, then you find a wife, you settle down, you have kids, and then you resent it. I feel like that's a common theme in a lot of these posts. Like, you do not have to get married or have kids. This may be a joke, but lots of people aren't joking when they say stuff like this. So this next post is titled, "When I Take My Adderall, I Turn Gay." So this is a guy who, you know, is straight, and he thinks that taking his medication turns him gay. I don't want to laugh at the misfortune of others, not that being gay on Adderall would be a bad thing. This guy seems stressed. I'll read it out and we'll see what we think. I can't explain the science of it, but I know that when I take my meds, I always start feeling different. Can anyone explain this? I feel that it will be an awkward conversation with my psychologist. I've always been a straight male, but I always end up feeling unusual and have an attraction towards other males when I take Adderall. And the edit says, "I appreciate everyone who gave me actual tips and advice instead of just calling me gay." That must be really confusing. Don't have much to say about that. Today we found 2 causes of being gay. I feel like we've made loads of progress. We found that breastfeeding and stimulants may cause gay. The next one is another common theme that we have with these videos. So here's enforced heteronormativity at play again. A lot of straight people that end up in these videos enjoy to enforce sexuality on babies and toddlers who have no sexual attraction or desires at all. It's weird. So here's a picture of a little boy with some women, and he's looking at the boob and smiling. Now, you know what? This could be sexual. You know, the breastfeeding thing, that was a real big problem. Maybe he's just hungry. I don't think at this age, I don't think he's checking out these women. And this is an exclusively heterosexual thing. I know that if somebody made this gay, as in like they had a little toddler looking at a man and smiling, I know that if somebody made that gay, there would be so many problems. And I can't lie, I think it would be weird to make this but gay. I think enforcing any kind of sexuality on a baby is weird. You see what I'm saying though, it's weird. So here is a very insane take, which I've read it a few times, it's still insane. Trigger warning for, you know, essay and that. Culture was a concept invented in the West, particularly to justify the imposition of consent culture, which turns romance and intimacy into a transactional contract. Thus, it loses its creative power. Consent culture turns people gay, and this is why the birth rate is low. Consent culture turns people gay. We found it, the third cause of being gay. Breastfeeding, consent culture, and Adderall. Also, a bit of a side note, I also don't understand why so many people are upset about there being a low birth rate. Is that specifically a bad thing? Is that a bad thing that less people are being born? I don't know. So I don't know the context of this one either. These are all out of context apparently. This one, it's a picture of a little boy crying. He's crying so many tears because a dog died. He's really upset about that. And he says, "Why did you have to die, Ruffo?" And then Ruffo says, "God killed me because you're a homosexual." We found the causes of gay. We found another cause of death, being a homosexual. That's insane. And not to make this video about Christians, because it's not, but I just find the idea of people being so horrified of people being gay just hilarious. Like, you've really let this character in a book made you so scared of a little this. Like this scares you. Anyway, next one. Melissa doesn't know who came up with this, but she's very happy with it. So what is it? So it's a heterosexual couple shading their heterosexual little kids from gay, from a gay rainbow. You really can't let gays slime all over your kids. But it's insane. I'm sorry, it's so weird that so many parents are terrified of their kids being gay. Like, they're terrified of that. That makes them so upset. And it's also crazy that people think that they can teach their kids not to be gay, or they can shade them from being gay. Look, there were people 400 years ago that were gay as hell. Nobody in society was telling them it's okay to be gay, and they still turned out gay. I don't know why you think putting a little umbrella and trying to shade your kids away from the gay is gonna do anything. Apparently, also, there's a difference between not agreeing with people being gay and being a homophobe. This is also a very fun thing to encounter as a gay. Because, like, you can't not agree with people being gay. Because people are gonna be gay whether you agree with it or not. And let me know if you've seen this from other groups of people. I have only ever seen this take from homophobic Christians. I've never seen any other religion say anything like this. Obviously, that's just my experience. But, like, not agreeing or, like, not supporting somebody's sexuality because they're gay is homophobia, whether you like it or not. You can say it's not hateful because you're not, like, stoning people for it, but if you think there's something wrong with somebody because of their sexuality, you are homophobic. Let's end this video with a fun one. Rosemary, who has the Union Jack in her profile, very good. She says, "My son has locked himself in the bathroom, and I'm almost certain he's masturbating." Disgusting, especially at a time like this. For context, this was tweeted on the 8th of September, which is the same day that Queen Elizabeth died, so just know that the next time a monarch dies, just don't have a just save the She says, apparently just an IBS attack, so he says. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. What is your sexuality? How do you feel about these kind of things? Let me know in the comments. Alright, have a good day, see you later, losers. Goodbye.